Hey, good morning. I'm your host, BKP, and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I know that was a rough storm last night. I hope somebody besides myself out there, that was 3 people this morning, I come in and I say, that was a rough storm. I didn't hear it. I slept right through it. Well, my 50-pound dog did not sleep through that storm last night, so that was a rough storm. Hope everybody's okay. We're at Circuit World every Friday morning. Let me tell you our lineup this morning. We have a special guest on our Ask the Doc segment. Dr. Raymond Tidman is here with us, and he'll be in here in just a couple minutes. And then the all-star political panel is Bruce is traveling, and Jane is with Dr. Whaley this morning. And so it's Rick. We're the duo, okay? So Rick will be here and myself, and that'll give us a lot of time. I might just turn the thing over to Rick and see what he has to say, but our all-star political panel, our pet of the week will not be with us from the Humane Society because there is a downtown Blue Ridge St. Patrick's Day parade tomorrow, and the Humane Society of Blue Ridge has a float in the parade, and they're working on that today, so they're not going to be able to be with us. But we will have Jesse Barton with North Georgia Senior Living will be joining us today. So we got a lot to do. Rick will have plenty of time to cover so many things this morning, but 12 Republicans, 12, I think is it a dozen? 12 Republicans voted against the President of the United States yesterday, Donald J. Trump's emergency declaration on the southern border to use funds out of the military construction part of their budget to build or continue to build a barrier on our southern border. The President of the United States feels it's a national emergency. He declared one. Congress has decided it's not a national emergency, so they sent a resolution through the House of Representatives denying the president the money, and then the Senate took that up, and 12 Republicans sided with the Democrats to say no, and it looks like this may be the first veto. And just think about it, the Republicans are the ones he's really going to be vetoing their vote, but the first veto of the president will have with that pen, maybe that'll come today. We will see when it gets to the president's desk, but that's coming up. Our congressman, we're going to get really into this with Rick. Our congressman here in North Georgia has been making a lot of news. He is the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee, and he has been releasing the transcripts from Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, and now Peter Strzok. He is breaking a lot of news. That's our Congressman Doug Collins. We're going to talk about that in the show. So we got a lot going on today. We're going to take a brief break, and when we return, we're going to have Ask the Doc with Dr. Raymond Tidman is going to be joining us right after these messages. Josh, take us to break.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey, it's now time for Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. He's not with us today. Joining us, Dr. Ray Tidman is with us. This is brought to you by the Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital. Dr. Tidman, how are you today?
Very good, very good.
This
drought's just killing me, though.
Is the drought?
Oh, yeah, it's just, I'm scared to death for the fires we're going to have.
Oh, so you start. You can. The jokes when we get done.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the drought. Yes, I have a question for you.
All right.
We have the medical questions. Did you hear that storm last night?
A little bit. It was rocking and rolling at our house.
We have the 50-pound dog that can't take it.
Yeah.
And storms like that. So it was a rough storm last night. Glad you're able to fill in this morning for Dr. Whaley. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Let's start with our first question. I have migraine headaches very often, usually twice a week, sometimes more. Even when it doesn't reach a migraine, I often feel I have a dull headache pressure. My mother is worried this might be something more serious. Should I be worried that it could be a tumor or something?
So there's a question buried in that question is, first of all, is it a migraine? There's many different kinds of headaches. And I'm assuming because she's used the word migraine that she's been diagnosed and been properly worked up. If she's just assuming that this is a migraine headache and it's not, then there could be problems. There are brain tumors, there are other things that go on, elevated blood pressures such as that really need to be found. So let's assume that she does have migraines. Migraine treatments have really come along greatly, and particularly the prevention. Just in the last 6 months or so, there's been a new medication released. It's an injection. You can either get it monthly or quarterly, that for 50% of the people, it knocks their migraines down by half, the occurrence of migraines. So that's a very innovative product. Not a lot of people know about it yet, but check with your doctor, you can find it. I think the most important part of this question is the person really experiencing a migraine or not, and they need to see their doctor for that amount of headaches.
Well, let me ask you a follow-up on that. How do you identify migraine? What is when you have headaches? Because somebody will say, I feel a migraine coming on.
Yeah.
How do you identify migraine, and how do you know it is a migraine versus maybe another kind of, maybe a tension
headache? Yeah, most common headache's a tension headache. It's more of a muscular headache. It's kind of a spasm, muscle spasm, tension. Whereas a migraine's a vascular headache, and it has a different sense to it. If most people at one point in their life have had a tension headache, so they know what that is. Migraines are very different. They frequently come with what we call an aura, that is a warning, like a smell, or maybe jagged lights in their visual fields. There are different sensations that can come before the migraine that warn the person that it's coming on. Migraines can be very severe. They just shut you down. You've got to go get in a dark place, or you've got to find some medicine to take. Certainly get out of a lot of stimulation. They really can be very debilitating. They're similar to cluster headaches. Cluster headaches happen a little bit more in men. They tend to be one-sided, like behind one eye. Also very severe. Migraines and cluster headaches are very severe things. But the bottom line is, A, make sure that you've been diagnosed properly, and B, there are good treatments for them now.
What would you say? Who gets who has more migraines? Men or women?
Tend to have more. Women tend to have more migraines. Men tend to have more cluster headaches. Both of them are what we call vascular headaches.
So if I feel a headache back here, those are cluster headaches behind the eye?
Yeah, usually it's behind one eye or the other.
Right.
Interesting thing about cluster headaches, we don't really understand why, but you give that patient oxygen, you just put some oxygen on them, a lot of times it'll go away. So headaches, the study of headaches is a very fascinating area, very common disorder. Most important thing from this conversation is don't diagnose yourself.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. We have so many, over-the-counter medications in the drugstore. We can go down an entire aisle of pain relievers for a headache. But when is a headache something that I think I need to make a doctor's appointment?
If it's disrupting your daily activities, if you're like having to stop your work, or you're stopping your fun stuff because of the headache, or just sitting in a dark room, get that worked up. you mentioned something else about over-the-counter products. There are a lot of dangerous over-the-counter products, so be careful about that. Over-the-counter products is the Wild West. People can sell anything as long as it's not killing you. They can get away with selling it. But migraines in particular can be your diet can very much affect your migraines, particularly the amount of caffeine that you change in your diet. So if you're a heavy caffeine drinker and you stop or start, you're up and down in the amount of caffeine you take, you can be triggering your migraines.
So if I don't mean to stay on this subject because there's so many different headaches to me. There's different headaches, and everybody seems to have a little. The headache comes on different for them.
Right.
So, but I will know. I drink coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Not in the afternoon or in the evening, but I drink coffee in the morning. And if for some reason I get in a position where I don't have a cup of coffee till 9 o'clock for some reason, I'll say, hey, this is a caffeine headache. Is that true?
Definitely can have a caffeine headache. And that's different than triggering a migraine, but there are caffeine withdrawal headaches. And so my advice to patients who are caffeine drinkers, whatever's their source, Mountain Dew or some of these energy shots, is just be consistent. To do the same amount regularly. And of course, if you're a heart patient, you really need to talk to your doctor about caffeine intake, because too much caffeine is a problem.
Well, that's a whole nother subject.
A whole nother subject.
Yeah, that's like preaching when you start talking about people's caffeine anymore, right?
We don't want to go there.
You gotta be careful with that. Okay, now you promised you're going to help me. You told me with the words.
Take your best shot.
Angiosarcoma.
Angiosarcoma.
What? Angio. A-N-G-I. Yeah, not angor. Angiosarcoma.
Yeah.
Angiosarcoma. Okay. Wow. I am going through cancer treatment for angiosarcoma. I have heard that deep vein thrombosis. Did I get that?
Got that right.
Wow. Could be a risk factor due to me being on bed rest for some time. Is there anything I can do to prevent blood clots or DVT?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and we can expand it a little bit.
We're expecting about 22 minutes on this question because usually that's.
No,
I'm sorry. I don't want to get in trouble with our dear friend.
So let's just talk about. I'm being treated for cancer. Okay, angiosarcoma is a very specific cancer, but
What is that?
Well, angio is Latin for blood vessels.
Right.
And sarcoma is like a hard tumor. So it's a fairly rare tumor. Thrombus is the clot, and bosis is the condition of clots. So you're having blood clots in your body. Interestingly, sometimes a patient will come in with a DVT, a deep venous thrombosis. That means that they've got a clot in a deep vein, which can be deadly. And they'll present to the doctor with a swollen leg. And
I don't want to get off this. I don't want to get off the track of answering the question. But how do you know that as a person?
Well, if you come in with one leg swollen more than another, or an arm swollen more than the other, usually it's an extremity, foot or hand. That's not something to mess around with.
All right.
Any swelling that's acute that comes on suddenly, that needs to be attended to right away, because that you can form clots. But where I was going to with this answer is that sometimes a patient will present with unilateral swelling in a leg or an arm, and the doctor will start treating the swelling, and then we'll work up the possibility of cancer, because the condition of cancers causes us to be more clot worthy. That is, our blood is more likely to cause clots and cause problems. So that person's question is right on. Yes, I have a cancer. Yes, I'm at higher risk for blood clots. How do I deal with it? How do I prevent that? Well, first of all, you try to stay as active and as healthy as you can. Activity levels, muscle activities, moving your blood around in your body is preventative. Sometimes the doctor, dependent upon the treating physician, dependent upon the other patient's risk factors and their other medications, will put them on at minimum a baby aspirin, sometimes baby aspirin and Plavix. And now there are newer agents, oral medicines, that are really slick because you don't have to be tested all the time. But there's blood clots and DVTs and thrombosis is a frequent killer. In the old days, when somebody was diagnosed with cancer or they had surgery, they were put to bed. Well, they usually survived the surgeries and died of the blood clots. So we've now learned to get patients up, get them moving, and get their blood thinned. And the older thinners, the more aggressive thinners were heparin. You might get a subcutaneous heparin shot once a day or twice a day, or a heparin infusion. If you're in the hospital, we gave patients a constant drip of heparin, and sent them home on Coumadin. Coumadin can be a very dangerous medicine, has to be monitored regularly. But now we have some of these newer medicines. So the newer ones are really nice because they're not only used in heart patients who have conditions that tend to make them throw clots, but they can be used in cancer patients who are prone to DVTs.
You know, I've noticed through friends and family members that have had major surgeries.
Yeah.
That even though they've been through a major surgery, still motion is something they come in immediately and start making sure happens is motion.
Yeah.
Immediately, you know, they don't let you sit there. They start getting that motion going any way they can, you know, determining how serious the surgery or how you're not able, you know, to have the motion, or you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, the surgeon, as part of their post-operative orders, next day, right, UOB up out of bed.
Yes.
And with those nurses getting that patient up.
Yes, I was shocked. In fact, I was actually one of those. Like I was.
They wrote UOB several times in the charts.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had surgery one time, and like they came right in, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna get up. We're gonna take a walk." I said, "No, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting." Do you realize what I'm one of the.
Realize what I've been through here.
Yes, I'm a great.
Guys with the long knives have been working on me.
Yeah, I'm a great patient. I'm a great patient. First surgery. I've got the anesthesiologist, and I'll never forget this. First surgery, appendectomy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there's my question. I don't care who laughs out there. I do not care. Tell me, in the medical world, how did we get to appendicitis, and then we switched over to an appendectomy? How did that? Can you answer that for me?
I don't know.
I mean, I do understand.
I just, I'm not a verbal kind of guy, so I'm
Break
worthless.
that down for me.
Yeah. Why is Latin so heavy into our medical world?
All right. So you understand?
Yeah, it's tough. I think
I got a problem
adds to the
with
complications of understanding what's going on.
You got to go. I think I have a problem with my appendix. Oh, you have appendicitis, and then you stretch all the way to an appendectomy. So,
Yeah.
Sorry. But the first time I go in, right, surgery, and it was appendix, and I never had surgery in my life, so I don't know what to expect. And I'm seeing everybody float around this room with these masks on, and it looks like they're sharpening knives. That's what it looks like to you the first time, right? And I see the guy say, "Hand me this." There's an anesthesia, and I'll never forget the last words I said is, "Don't start." I'm
still awake.
Yeah, don't start. I'm still. But that's the last I remember. Yeah. So, anyhow, well, I appreciate you very much. I appreciate you coming and being with us. And we want to thank Georgia Cancer Specialist, Georgia Cancer Research Center. Sorry about that. Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital, for our segment. So, do you have some humor to leave us with?
I do. I had a patient. He came in. He was kind of upset because he's a typical guy, and he was upset by his wife's response.
You did jump into typical guy. We may have to figure out
what is a typical guy. I don't know. Right. Yeah. So anyway, his wife had a look of consternation on her face, and he was trying to be helpful. So he said, "Honey, I think you need to learn to embrace your mistakes." So she went over and gave him a hug.
Okay.
All right.
So that's
it.
That's it. How's everything else going?
Doing good.
Good?
Doing good.
Anything in the medical world out there that you want to share with us, or anything going on you want to talk about?
I don't have anything in the medical world. I'm kind of excited about something happening in the community. I think there'll be news coming out, but there's a new development that's occurring where there might actually be a new beautiful venue for weddings here in Fannin County, and it's going to be nice.
Oh,
I'll
so
give you a little teaser about
you
that.
got a little teaser on that, huh?
Yeah.
You'll have to come back and tell us more. Again, thank you, Dr. Tidman, very much. We appreciate you. And as Dr. William Whaley says, and after he answers every question, he says, now if that's not enough, or if you're at this point, you got to make an appointment with Ray Tidman. So we have him here, so don't hesitate to make an appointment with Dr. Tidman today. And we want to thank Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital, for supporting this segment. Don't forget, if you go to FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel, and you click on the playlist right there, Ask the Doc segments, they're all loaded right there, and you can share them with your family and friends. Anyone, you can share them there. Great information every week. Again, thank you. Right as soon as we get done, on the other side of these commercials, we're going to give Rick like an hour to say whatever he wants. You want to come back, you want to hear that. I hear he's been studying. So, Rick's star of the show as soon as we come back. Take us to break, Josh.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ella. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ella, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ella, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. This is it. This is the panel.
The couch is a little sparse this morning.
Panel.
Did you detect a little bit of the Gaelic?
What?
The Irish brogue?
Yeah, okay.
We're getting ready
So
for St.
Bruce
Patty's Day.
Bruce is traveling, and we wish him well. He's going to see family, and so he's traveling. Jane, which would be here, is with her husband, Dr. Whaley. Dr. Whaley's having a surgery, right?
Yeah, a little hip replacement.
Little hip replacement.
Little hitch in his get-along getting repaired.
So he can get back to jogging.
Yeah.
You know,
Jog doc.
every week when he's on here, it just amazes me how many years he ran, how many miles a day?
Oh, my goodness. And biked.
And he'd run marathon. He's run marathons, everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. It's time for the All-Star Political Panel.
She's going to, Jane said that while she's being bored at the Surge Center, she's going to try to tune us in. And
Are you in charge of reading all of her text messages that she wanted to share?
Yes. Yes.
Did she? Because
there's a lot of rabbit holes that I have to go down over the weekend.
I think we want to set up, and we love Jane. And this is if you're new to the show.
We love Jane to death.
Yes, if you're new to the show, I think I want to set up like the rabbit hole graphic and say it's time for. And here's Jane
spiraling down.
But I tell you what, if you'll take, and we're going to get started here on a lot of subjects in a minute, but if you'll take some of the things that Jane talks about on the show, and if you'll go home and research and touch here and touch here and touch here, it's not that they're not coming true or may come true very soon.
Jane's got it working. I mean, she can take a subject and really break it down and go into all the different pieces and she's got a really good ability to kind of throw out the Chad and only keep the wheat, and that's what she brings to the table on Fridays.
Well, I want to tell you, with the audience here this morning, I appreciate you very much. You guys did a Monday fill-in, you and Bruce.
Yeah, we did.
You and Bruce had the show Monday, and then Rick and Cindy.
Yeah, the star of the show. I don't want to confuse them.
Are we going to do maybe we do a monthly segment like that? Huh? Because I tell you what, that was great. We've got a lot of good feedback on that, and I know a lot of your friends have sent you guys messages, and so you guys did an hour on Wednesday. So let
me just couch it this way: she's already been contacting agents.
There you go. So
she did a great job. I mean,
this is your third time this week to tell the audience what you said.
Yes, right. You're wearing me out, dude.
Hey, you know what? There's so many places to go politically, but I want to go with where we're sitting. We're in the 9th district. For those at home, we're in the 9th congressional district of Georgia. Okay, the 9th congressional district of Georgia, very conservative, for the most part, a rural congressional district. Okay, in Georgia. But our congressman is Congressman Doug Collins. So if you have been watching Congressman Doug Collins on Fox News and Bret Baier and Tucker Carlson and everywhere where they're not afraid to get the word out of what's really going on, you're not going to see him on MSNBC and CNN because they don't want to talk about this stuff. But our Congressman Doug Collins, has released a lot of information to absorb Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, and now Peter Strzok. There's a lot to unpack there, and he's been doing a great job releasing it.
And the dossier, Steele.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think the American people should get an opportunity to hear and know where to go read later. But the Department of Justice, Obama, Department of Justice, there's so many things here. FBI. What say you on everything that's been released? Where do you want to go with that?
Well, we've talked about the fact that Doug Collins is going to be the minority, the head of...
He's the ranking member, which is minority. He's the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee.
He's all President Trump has in that committee. He's the backstop for the president. And I think he's doing a marvelous job. Flip full circle, Doug Collins was going to be my winner of the week. He can still be my winner of the week. But that man single-handedly, I believe, has exposed a lot of stuff that's really going to bring some information to the forefront. Case in point, Lisa Page saying that the or was it Strzok, saying that the DOJ was not allowing the FBI was not allowing the FBI to have access to Hillary Clinton's emails.
Right.
Lisa Page, there was some other bombshell. What was
the Espionage Act? Lisa Page said the FBI was going to recommend the Espionage Act, right? Right. And going to charge, recommend charges. And the Department of Justice, the only way to put it, just squashed it.
Squashed it. And who in their right mind could tell you that the meeting on the tarmac with Clinton and what's her name, Lynch?
Yes.
I mean, give me a break, folks. How did they just arbitrarily meet, and then 2 days later, all this stuff comes down where it's being squashed and changed after the FBI was going to recommend charges?
Well, we're sitting in a situation where we've spent, what, 18 million, 19 million? How many millions of dollars have we spent with Robert Mueller?
There's a lot more than 18, I believe.
I mean, well...
Last count, it was at 23, I thought. But
okay, yeah, I'm just throwing it. We have spent millions of dollars for a special counsel to see if President Donald J. Trump obstructed justice, collusion with the Russians, anything. We have Manafort has been sentenced here within the last 2 weeks, twice, nothing at all that involves Russian collusion, obstruction, the campaign. Nothing touches Donald J. Trump. Then we flip over and we actually have proof from Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr. We actually have proof now from closed-door testimony that's been released that Obama's hands is in this,
Obama's DOJ.
Right.
I mean, okay, so it hasn't been directly attributed to Barack Obama. However, it was his Department of Justice, and you don't think the way he micromanaged everything that he wasn't right in the middle of it? There's
Okay,
another one that's a little tough.
I agree with that, but when you say, okay, we haven't linked Obama, isn't that the investigation we should really be doing to see where the real obstruction? Because do you realize what Doug Collins has released this week alone? It just paints that we're doing the wrong investigation.
I mean, they came
totally wrong, and the investigation we're doing now against Trump is based on false information.
Bruce Orr was the one that really laid out the dossier trail and how they even plotted and schemed to get a Republican to carry it around so it wouldn't look like it was a witch hunt. I mean, why there isn't more outrage, and I guess maybe that's why Lindsey Graham now is calling for another special prosecutor.
Well, you know, look at this, and
you
you touched on something there. Bruce Orr, behind closed doors.
This was all sealed testimony that recently was unsealed by a judge, and therefore Doug Collins had the guts
to release it
and say, "Here it is. Let's chat about it."
Well, you know, and Bruce Orr says, hey, just like you said, the mastermind of making it look like a Republican carried it around. All of the news reports, when you talk about the dossier and you get into the deep state media and you get into the ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, when you get into all that, they always lead the dossier by saying something Republicans started first. And that is
sure, that's the talking point, right. And they laid that out specifically
exactly on
in the
purpose.
Testimony.
Right.
They said this is how we're going to stage this whole thing, so it doesn't come back and
exactly.
it look like So the media, you know, the cover takes it and okay, let's paint it this way because that's how they said it was going to be done.
Well, now we can come back to that, or we can stay on that. I just want to say to the folks out there. The House Judiciary Committee is where, and we want to get into impeachment in a minute, and the diversion. I call it the Nancy Pelosi diversion away from impeachment, and that's all it is. They haven't stopped in their mind of what they really want to do with this guy. That's my opinion. Go, you want to go.
4 weeks ago, we had this conversation, and we all said, do you notice how they're all of a sudden refocusing on other stuff to try to beat Trump up? Because they know that there's nothing that Mueller's going to put out in that report that they can hang their hat on.
Right.
So let's just say, we're not going to talk about impeachment. We think it's a waste of time. And that what they fail to say is it's a waste of time on what he's going to deliver. So let's go in a different direction and see if we can muckrake anything else. Look into this guy's background. Look into this guy's business dealings. Try to get his tax returns. Try to find any link they can to cause the American people and Congress to say, we've lost confidence in this guy. Then we can go with the impeachment.
Well, exactly. But what I want to follow up with before we close this segment and continue the discussion on Congressman Doug Collins here in the 9th District, our congressman that has broke this news and has been all over the media. I will say this. I have video when the Democrats took control, the House Judiciary Committee is where impeachment starts. It will go through the House Judiciary Committee, okay? And also Gerard Nadler from New York is the chair of the House Judiciary Committee. He is playing like we don't want to talk about impeachment, but we need to see this and we need to see that. So that being said, I know you know this. I said in the beginning, Doug Collins is the ranking Republican member. Would Doug Collins, when pushed, be the defender he needed to be? Right? Well, I've said, will he be the guy? I said, will he run to the microphone? Will he run out to the microphone? Will he go on the shows? Will he push and be the defender? Because actually it goes through him, and he has to step up, and he has.
He's the backstop.
He has stepped up.
Yep.
So my question of whether Republican Doug Collins from our district would step up and be the defender, and he's not just, and here's the great thing, is a congressman is not just going on and seeing, you know, Democrats, when you're discussing something with them and they have no facts, they just talk louder.
Right.
They just get louder and louder, and wait a minute. So he's not just going on and trying to talk over people to try to squash. He's actually delivering information that the American
Here
people
it is,
need.
folks.
Right. You
read it for yourself.
And you know what, I want to say that. Read it for yourself.
We
and I
didn't
say
make this
that.
stuff up.
We only have a short period of time. Please go Google Representative Doug Collins, put in the Google search, Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, and Peter Strzok. Put that in all together and hit go, and you will have article after article from some good publications with some depth, and also you will be able to read the release of the transcripts. It's all out there. So Republican Congressman, and this is from one website, Doug Collins on Thursday released transcript from former FBI agent Peter Strzok's June 2018 testimony. Strzok told then Majority General Counsel Zachary Summers that the Department of Justice made a deal with the FBI not to search for or investigate Clinton Foundation emails.
That's it. That's what I was talking about earlier. Yep.
And they were on that server, that private server that we all learned and were taught what bleach bit is.
Exactly.
How to scrub it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let's go to one more thing, and I mean we can come back to that if it. Have you bought?
No, let's just watch it play out, because it, you know, if there's any justice at all, it'll play out, and hopefully they'll get a special counsel appointed.
Well, I know Jane sent us a message yesterday that this, along with some other things, I think we are getting ready to see something hit.
We haven't seen the new Attorney General. We haven't heard from him. Something's going on, and I think all of a sudden there's going to be a press conference where Bill, what's his name, Bill Barr,
right,
is going to make some major some major announcements.
Is it Wiseman? Is that his name?
Andrew Weissman.
He is left.
The what do they call him? The
right.
bulldog. Yeah.
He has left the investigation,
which would lead one to believe
it's done,
that it's over.
Right, because
he was the one doing all the work.
Right, sources said he's actually the one writing the report.
Exactly.
So if he's gone, the report's complete. That's what we believe.
Right.
Let me ask you. So let's switch gears a minute. Have you ordered your Beto Mania T-shirt?
No, but I'm getting the gesticulations.
Are you?
Going, yeah.
Are you?
Have you noticed the way I've been a little bit more demonstrative this morning?
Did you?
With my motions?
Easy. Easy with your reach there. feel like with one of those boxers with a reach.
The master of gesticulation.
Let me ask you.
The maestro.
Did you send Josh a picture?
Maestro Beto?
Did you send Josh a picture?
I did.
Do you have that picture?
Yeah.
Put that up and just tell us. We can't see it. You can see it at home. Put the picture up, and Rick, tell the people at home what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Is it up? All right, go ahead.
Just food for thought. That sweet young thing on the left in the flowered dress was the bassist for a band named the El Paso Pussycats. He was arrested in 1995 on burglary charges after he tripped an alarm while jumping a fence at the University of Texas, El Paso, and later received deferred adjudication on a 1997 drunken driving arrest. Oh, by the way, his name is Beto O'Rourke, and he is your Democratic candidate for president.
Sorry, that was great. I only have one correction.
Uh-oh.
His name's Francis.
Francis the talking fool.
So anyhow, folks, the media has gone nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
He's
rock star status. They've gone nuts.
Rock star.
So
you talk about a guy that has changed his position. I mean, you look at some of the positions that he took when he was in Congress. This guy has flip-flopped so hard. And, I don't know how AOC is going to take when she does a little background check on his wealth and his wife's wealth. I mean, these people are multimillionaires.
You know what? Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. But there's the media yesterday. I thought so. He planned his announcement for 6 a.m. yesterday morning.
Yeah,
and he did that on purpose because he knows 6 a.m. is when the main all the networks start their main shows of the morning. Their main production start at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So he wanted to hit all of them at 6 a.m. He wanted to make sure that he had Allison Camerado with tears in her eyes. He wanted to make sure that he had Joe and Minka. He wanted to make sure he even had Ducey and Steve and what's the young lady that's with him? I don't know her name, but he wanted to make sure, even with Fox, everybody, Good Morning America, no matter who you're, that he grabbed that 6 and took it all day. Okay, so he released it. It was really funny because I'm watching CNN at 6 a.m. and they have that swirling breaking news, and I'm like, okay, I remember when that used to mean something, and this thing swirled on CNN and said breaking news. Beto O'Rourke has entered the. Really, was that the break? I mean, they used the whole thing.
You described that thing. Have you ever been to a racetrack?
Which kind?
A horse racetrack.
I don't think so. What's with you?
Let me just set the stage.
I've never said I want a sawbuck on Captain Nemo in the second and box. Never said that.
Standing in the judge's box with the bell, 6 a.m. and in the stall in the starting gate are all the networks.
Oh God, yes.
And he goes ring at 6 o'clock and bam, they're out with
they took
breaking
off.
news. Breaking news.
They took off, but I want to say this not to offend, okay, the audience out there, but why not? I yesterday.
When has that ever stopped you?
Try to reel it back on Fridays.
You got a little laugh out of Josh.
No. I just yesterday on the internet, somebody posted a picture of him and said Barack Obama now comes in vanilla.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and I thought, and I thought, when do you think the media will hide it and disguise it? But do you think people will realize really quickly that this guy is an empty shirt? Because we had an empty shirt for 8 years. Barack Obama was an empty shirt.
Well, what's gonna be the telltale sign is Barack Obama is going to start hanging with this guy.
Got it.
They're going to be with each other. I guarantee you, they're going to be with each other. He's going to campaign for him. He's going to be his guy.
Do you think he is the guy? Because what's going to happen when Joe jumps in? Or do you think
I don't think he's going to jump in.
You don't think so?
I don't.
I don't see.
That's just me. I just don't see it. He tried once before, and he realized that no one's going to donate any money to him because that's just like pouring money down the drain. He's not progressive enough. Bernie's going to be more popular than Joe Biden if you want to take an old guy. In my humble opinion, I don't think he's going to get the donor. I don't think he's got the donor base to make a serious run. He found that out the last time. He couldn't raise any money.
Do you think who is the most interesting, or who is the candidate on the Democrat side? Although I know that both of us very well, we don't agree with policy, but who is the candidate that interests you the most on the Democrat side? Buttigieg. Yeah.
There is no question in my mind that this guy is a solid candidate. He is a solid candidate. We went over that on the show the other day with when Cindy and I did the show. He is very well educated. Both of his parents were University of Notre Dame professors. He is a Harvard graduated from St. Joseph's High School, a very prominent high school in South Bend, Indiana. He was valedictorian, president of the class, went to Harvard, served in Afghanistan, while he was the mayor of South Bend. He served in Afghanistan. I think he did a 4-month tour. Very, very successful business background. He was a McKinsey consultant. Very, very high-level, prestigious firm. I mean, this guy is got it going. He won by an amazing plurality in South Bend, Indiana. The first time he ran, I think he won by he got 78% of the vote. Next time he ran, he got 80% of the vote. He's well liked, and as I pointed out on the show, the only thing I don't know is whether the American people are going to be able to, when they get behind the door, get their arms around the fact that he is an openly gay man who is married.
He's married, yeah.
He's married, and whatever they want to do. But he's a solid candidate.
I think Beto O'Rourke. So you think
you agree with me?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, on the mayor, the South Bend guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I watched several segments of his town hall on CNN. He's very articulate. He can take a subject and he actually answers the question. Now it's not
he's going to crush these people.
Yeah,
when
he doesn't answer the question.
Data and a thorough understanding of economic policies and foreign foreign policies and trade. I just believe he's gonna be a man among boys.
I think you're 100% right, because I think when he gets on the stage, he is going to articulate issues in a way that I'm not interested. I'm not going to agree with his answer.
No, you're right.
But he's going to answer it.
Yeah.
He's going to answer the question, and you're going to be left with a decision whether you agree with it or not and vote for him. Now, I think, will he have the money? Because that's what campaigns come down to. Beto O'Rourke. So you feel this morning that Beto O'Rourke will be Obama's candidate?
I do.
You do feel that? Do you feel he is the anointed one?
I think Obama is looking for that second coming of himself. I mean, he's such a narcissist. He wants to see somebody out there compared to him.
Who's the strongest candidates in that field right now?
In the
Democrat field. See, I think
from what perspective? Fundraising?
Well,
knowledge of the issues?
Okay, that's going to stick around and be there in the end. I think, obviously, Bernie has supporters he built up, but that sparkler will fizzle out. That's my opinion. It will fizzle out, okay? So I don't think Bernie is the electric that the Democrats will see like he was in the last campaign against Hillary, okay?
He still has a solid base out there that feels like they got sideways. They got cold cocked on the side of the head by
But that's going
Hillary.
to dwindle because his supporters.
You're right.
What I'm saying is his supporters. Look at the Republican side of the ticket. I don't want to go too long on this, but look at the Republican side of the ticket. Last time with 16 opponents with Trump. Look at what happened is we would have these discussions. Well, I really like this person, but I don't think they have a chance. And you may have moved over and started supporting this candidate. You may have started out and say, hey, I like Rick Perry, but he doesn't stand a chance, so I'm going to move over to Cruz, whatever it may be. Same, I think, in the Democrats. I think there's going to be a lot of them that love Bernie, like that he took Hillary to task. They're Democrat socialists, but it's going to fizzle out, and they're going to start going with the candidate they think they can win.
The telltale sign, I think, on Bernie is when they have the next reporting period, when they have to talk about how much money they've raised. Granted, they raised a ton in a very short period of time, but those were that was that base that wanted to put those $20 bills in there.
Right.
Okay, when it comes to the next round, we'll see how he does.
I think we're going to see after first debate. And Kamala Harris,
Kamala,
Carmel, whatever her name is.
Kamala.
She is right now. She's just throwing, flamethrower. Today it's prostitution. Tomorrow it's marijuana. The next day it's reparations. I will tell you the candidate. I want to go to break because I'm going to tell you the candidate that people will not agree with me on that you have to pay attention to. Do I think she will be the front runner? Do I think she will be the candidate that opposes Donald Trump? No. But you have to pay attention to Elizabeth Warren, because unlike the other candidates that are just trying to find some sticking power, she's still around and she's writing policy. She rolls things out. She rolls policy out. And the Democrats right now, they don't know what they're 100% running on. Elizabeth Warren is rolling out things whether we agree with them or not. And she's stronger right now on policy than any candidate in there. Again, not policy I believe in, but she's rolling out policy. And she's rolling out what she would actually do. Kamala Harris, I don't know what she'd do first. Sign an executive order legalizing prostitution or invite Snoop Dogg for a joint. No, I'm serious. So I don't know exactly. Cory Booker, I don't know what Spartacus would do. Okay.
Have you noticed though?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Have you noticed
Elizabeth Warren, I could sit down and tell you this is what Elizabeth Warren. She's going to go after the banks. She's going to do this. She's going to put this You understand what I'm saying?
She's already trying to break up big business.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I understand, like it or not, what she wants to go in and do. The other candidates are not putting out what they really are going to. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's rolling. So what I'm saying is, I think she's going to be out of the race. But I think she's going to leave behind a strong enough policies that you got to watch the Democrats adopt what she wants to do. Because when you become the front runner, what you want is you want all the little chihuahuas that are nipping at your heels to go away. So what you do is you go to the Elizabeth Warren and you say, drop out of the race. And Elizabeth Warren says, when you adopt this, this, and this, I'll drop out of the race. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So watch Elizabeth Warren. What were you going to say, Cory Booker?
Cory Booker, have you noticed in the last 2 days all the front page news is they're introducing his girlfriend. I'm just saying.
Really?
I'm just saying.
You really know how to take it to commercial. Let's take a little break, and then let's come back and talk about the 12 that turned on Trump, and I don't mean disciples, Republicans. We'll be back after these messages.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Elijah. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little,
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. We're at Circuit World Friday morning here at Circuit World.
Beautiful Friday morning.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Did I ask you to jump in my intro?
Excuse me.
Did I?
No.
Well, sit still there because obviously we're going to get you in there in a minute. We know what you were. So this is the All-Star Political Panel.
Yeah.
This is it.
Singular.
You know, the others walked off the set.
That's right. We ran them off.
They walked.
We wouldn't let them get a word in edgewise. They're out of here.
Bruce is traveling, and wish him and Barb and well as they travel to visit family. And Jane is not with us today because Dr. Whaley's having a little minor surgery, so she is with her husband. And Rick is pulling us right through. We got a lot of subjects. Circuit World here. First of all, I want to say, Rick.
Yes, sir.
If somebody would have told me, now I'm getting a little older, but I would be sitting on the couch.
I'm getting a lot older.
Okay. If somebody told me I would be sitting on the couch and I would have all of these cup holders, I would have power sources for my phone, power source for my computer, a regular workstation, USB ports right here. This is a great setup.
And you got dog biscuits over there.
Well, that was last week because we had the pet of the
But
week.
you never know when.
Right. I left it for JR and he didn't appreciate them at all. He gave them back to me. Anyway, so Circuit World here at Blue Ridge. A little rainy morning up here in North Georgia.
Boy, was it rainy last night, huh?
How rainy was it, Rick?
Well, it was so rainy that
we rehearsed that.
No, we didn't.
Yes, it was. It was a tough night. I tell you what, we got to get into the 12. The 12 that denied Trump.
Yeah.
It's like it's not the 12 disciples.
That's right.
It's not the Last Supper.
Yeah,
but it's the 12 that went against
that cock
the
crows
president.
3 times, boy. You know.
Exactly. They denied him.
He's going to veto this thing.
Yeah, the storm last night. We have a 50-pound dog, and she is year 13. We have the Thunder Jacket. I'm not going to say it's a 0, but in a storm. We have the Thunder Jacket. We have some medication. This dog just can't take a storm, and it was a rough night. And I feel sorry for my dog because it just cannot take a storm.
Yeah.
So that means I do not sleep. So there you go. Well, moving right along, the 12.
Sounds like Friday afternoon nap time before your ball game tonight.
Exactly. Got a doubleheader, Fannin County. Come on, rain, go away, because Brian wants to call a game.
Yeah.
2 of them tonight. Fannin is hosting. We have a doubleheader here for the Fannin Rebels tonight. Region opener, a doubleheader with Lumpkin. So we're hoping it clears up so we can get those 2 games in. Meet the 12 GOP senators who voted to terminate Trump's national emergency. Now, first and foremost, okay.
We have to, right?
First and foremost, you know what we're talking about. Do you support that he? Do you support it's a national emergency?
I do.
You do.
Unequivocally.
Okay. Do you feel this is the actual intended use of a national emergency?
Well, I mean, is there any? I mean, there's. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the definition,
okay.
Yes.
Do you?
But keep
go
in
ahead.
mind, the president has some discretion in that, and I think if it gets adjudicated, if it goes to the Supreme Court's going to rule in his favor.
Lindsey Graham, the guy that we still can't figure out where he came from, he's saying that the court is going to vindicate Trump. That
How many times has that happened already?
Right. He said last night that Lindsey Graham said
Just
that
obstruction.
the court is going to definitely vindicate Trump's national emergency. That's what Lindsey Graham
Democrats are on this side saying we are not going to let this guy get a win, regardless of the cost to the United States.
Okay, but if the Democrats, you're jumping a little ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. But if we know the Democrats are not going to let this guy get a win for any reason.
Right.
Nothing whatsoever. But why would 12 Republicans want to deny him a win that, A, is a campaign promise? They make campaign promises all the time. They know. Well, let me not get there yet. Let's not get to that yet, because I asked you, one, do you believe Do you believe it's the appropriate use of a national emergency as intended?
I do.
Okay. Do you believe although the money he wants to use has been allocated by Congress in another area, and Congress does, the appropriations come through the House of Representatives, do you agree that once that's appropriated, it has to stay locked? Or do you think he's going to be vindicated to use that? Because that is a lot of the reason why they're saying they voted against it.
I broke it down in my mind. There's 3 groups in that 12, and one of them, there was a group that said, "Okay, I'm up for re-election. What am I going to look like to my constituents back in North Carolina?" So Tom Tillis flipped. He was one of the first people to say, "I'm voting against this thing." But he just sat down and had an epiphany, and he just said, if I'm going to get reelected, I better support the president. He flipped. Then you got the Mike Lees, the Rand Pauls, and one other one that I can't think of right now, that are saying that the president, we don't want to set a precedent that the president can declare a national emergency and then reappropriate money that Congress has already appropriated for something else. So they're taking a constitutional look at it. And then you got your
and you have Rand Paul.
I got Rand Paul, I got Mike Lee, and I got Marco Rubio. Yeah,
okay, all right.
I know. That's a stretch.
You tried to slide that by me.
It's a stretch.
And you tried to throw that pitch like I wasn't paying attention.
Then you got a never Trumper like the freshman senator from Utah, Mitt Romney.
I know, Lord. I knew this segment would stress me out when we started. I knew I'd start going like this. Yeah. Mitt Romney, you freshman senator. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, that's kind of the breakdown that I see. Do I think any of the stuff's valid? People, and I think including yourself, are saying, I understand and can maybe agree with Lee and Rand Paul.
That's the only 2 that come to the floor and tell me it's got 0 to do with whether I'm getting elected. It's got 0 to do with whether you like me tomorrow. It's got 0 to do with anything other than I really feel it wasn't the intent of the Constitution.
That is exactly right.
That's the only 2 that actually. Now, do I think they should have found a way, and I don't like the word justify, but to go also and look at the executive powers, the branch and their powers of the executive branch, and the national emergency for what it is.
The other group that I didn't touch on, I'm sorry, is the Murkowskis, the Collins, the one from Alaska, is that Murkowski?
Yeah.
And the one from Minnesota?
No.
I can't remember all their names. There's 12 of them.
Let me say this.
Those are the ones that always. Those are the moderates. To the left of center.
Tillis has got a re-election. He was very vocal. He's got a re-election in North Carolina.
That's right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he has a re-election in North Carolina. And the word, and excuse me here.
You're not getting any of my tab.
I'm not going to go for your tab. Excuse me there, Marco Rubio moment. But Tillis in North Carolina he had been sent word that there was people ready to primary him, not run against him as a Democrat, primary him. He didn't want a primary challenge. Second, with that threat of a primary challenge, he understands Trump is strong enough in North Carolina. Now, he's not over the top. It's not like Trump is going to turn red, but he is strong enough in North Carolina. He better be careful, because all of a sudden 3 primary challengers. And what would Trump do? Now, I don't know. Let's think it like this. Would you think it would be out of the box for Trump to maybe endorse one of his primary challengers?
He's done it in the past.
Hey, exactly. So I think Tillis.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Tillis did all the.
There.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that was one of Tillis's decisions. Lamar Alexander, folks, is just exactly who He is who we thought he was, is, whatever. That's Lamar.
And your best friend, Pat Toomey.
Yeah, you don't irritate me till we get to the point. Actually, you can irritate me. You just got to put some distance between the two. We're talking about Lamar.
I said Ruby and Toomey in the same 3 seconds.
But Lamar Alexander, Tennessee, went against the president. He's not running again. Here's the one that is a shocker for me. Roy Blunt in Missouri.
I was shocked at that, too.
Because Missouri just said no to Claire McCaskill.
Exactly.
Missouri, they like the president.
That's a weird one.
They like the president.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that rally in Cape Girardeau that night?
Yeah.
I mean, Missouri, you get away from St. Louis and, maybe the center of Springfield and some metropolitan areas. Missouri likes President of the United States.
I agree with you.
So Roy Blunt catches me off guard on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Collins of Maine doesn't catch me off guard. Mike Lee, I wish he would have found a way, and I don't want to use to justify it, that this as a national emergency and it supersedes anything right now. Because I think I think
he stood on principle, but he knows in his heart of hearts, based on his unbelievable understanding of the Constitution, that the Supreme Court, if they do their job properly, is going to rule in favor of the president. So what he's doing is he's standing on principle, but at the end of the day, he knows it's going to be okay for the president. That's where I think his head's at.
You're probably right there with him and Rand Paul. Okay, Portman of Ohio, Romney of Utah, Rubio, Toomey of Pennsylvania,
deep staters,
Wicker of Mississippi. So in the general, all right. First of all, what I keep hearing is if we pass. If this passes and we let Trump have the money, then the next president could be a wacko Democrat, and they could go out and sign an executive order about climate change. We got a climate change,
and that was Romney's position. He said we need to wrestle some of this power back to the other side of the aisle. We need to get it away from the executive branch and bring it back to Congress where it belongs. That was his position.
I will tell you the southern border for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you straight. For me, I've watched the southern border of this country, and I think it's like this. Wow, incoming missiles that's going to destroy this country, and we have a minute. So, sir, those incoming missiles are going to destroy this country within the next minute. Do we have a way to stop those incoming missiles? Yes, we do, sir. Well, let's wait for the next incoming missiles before we use that strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why, I'm thinking the southern border is a disaster, and it is taking down this country.
The hypocrisy of the whole thing is when you sit there and you listen to the Democrats and their justification for what they're trying to do at the southern border, and that is, we need to listen to the professionals. I've heard every professional, past, present, on the news echoing exactly what Trump is saying, or Trump is echoing what they're saying. He is listening to the professionals. Why are the Democrats not acknowledging what the professionals are saying? Because they don't want him to get a winning hand when it comes to a campaign promise. It's just so spiteful. It's unbelievable.
What? Okay. So, all right, let's revisit what you just said there. How are we to take, as the Republicans, what they just did? I mean, how are we to take that? This is a campaign promise. They make campaign promises. The 12 that voted know we have a disaster on the southern border. They know that. Who can we trust?
Well, it ain't Beto, because what he did when he was in, he supported border security, and
Let me see your list over there.
And now what he's saying is he's going to take down all the walls if elected. He's going to take them all down. So those are the ones that are running currently.
All right. What have we not touched on?
How much time do we have? There is something that I would like to touch on. And I would really like people to focus on this, if they will. And that is the Democrat strategy when they lose an election, as I've said time and time again, is don't accept the blame that you're a bad candidate. Either change the rules or blame the other party. So what they're attempting to do, and this is, I mean, I think this is really big. Trump won through the Electoral College last time, correct?
Yes.
He didn't win the popular vote.
No, he did not.
Al Gore only lost by a thin margin to Bush. Stacey Abrams, for a progressive, put a formidable challenge out there to Governor Kemp. How did they do it? They disenfranchised they disenfranchised Middle America. And how do they do it? They want to change the rules. Stacey Abrams says, okay, so the Democratic strategy is, all right, if we can't beat them, we got to find a way to get some more, we got to find a way to steal some more votes. How do we do that? We get the Floridians to vote 1.5 million people that are felons. They can now vote. We lower the voting age from 17 to 16. It's on the ballot in Oregon. They're going to try to do it in California, so that we get them to vote, and they follow a more progressive thinking, if you will.
I was watching, and I saw the headline, 16 years old. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're talking about a cerebral cortex that hadn't been developed yet?
Well, I don't want to interrupt you there, but when I thought 16-year-old, really, I went to last night, and I don't have time to do the story, so I don't want it to be negative. This is a national problem we have. But I went to a parent meeting at Union County High School last night.
It was on the mainstream news in Atlanta last night.
Yes, where 46 students have been sending pornography. Now, under 18 years old is child pornography, okay? And there's 46 students there, and I watched the presentation last night. I met with the district attorney, Mike Lang, up there.
He spoke.
Yeah, but I met with him afterwards. I met with the superintendent of schools afterwards, John Hill. This is a national problem. Schools are dealing with this from 14 to 18 years old. And the reason I bring it up now is we've got issues like that we've got to deal with. Now, I spoke to an individual that his wife is a 6th grade teacher. I got to say where it's at. I'm not going to say anything else that was off the record, but it is in Union County. 6th grade teacher that has a student that has pornography on the phone. So the point is, what I'm saying is, here they are looking to do anything to get a vote. They want to go down to 16 years old. At 16, we're dealing with some different problems. We don't need that individual to decide who the president
the next president's going to be.
Let's focus on the problems we're having in that area.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to enter in.
No. That fits right in. And then the last gauge stopgap. If we can get all of these voters, and they say that a candidate can't win unless they take Florida. So what do? They allow all the convicted felons to be able to vote. Stacey Abrams wants to let all the illegals vote. I mean, there's the Department of Motor Vehicles in California automatically, when you renew your driver's license, you're automatically renewed to vote, even if you haven't registered to vote in the past. So they're creating a new voter block that they can bust to the polls that suffer from a big case of apathy. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to disenfranchise the middle America voters by just saying, you know what, we'll just cover them up with votes, and they can't compete to save their lives.
Jane sent me a message. I don't know in what part of this segment we were discussing, but she sent a message, and this thing all capital letters said hypocrisy. So, all right. So, first of all, they want to.
Oh, in the backstop, there's someone that's proposed that we get rid of the Electoral College. If all the voting irregularity crap doesn't work, if they change all the rules and it still doesn't work, We're going to eliminate the Electoral College.
All right. Well, let's say this first. They want to nationalize elections. They want to take them away from the state. They want to take them away from the local. So their A game is to nationalize. Okay. Period. Okay. On top of that, they're trying to figure out ways, because obviously we know that the Electoral College makes Rhode Island relevant.
Yep.
Got it there somewhere. It makes Rhode Island. It makes Iowa. It makes. See, I want to say this, and I'm so surprised that the people have these degrees hanging all over the wall that keep spewing this fake information. Our founding fathers, why you have 2 senators, said we had to have a representative.
Regardless of the population.
Right. But then we had to have states had to have equal representation. So if you were brought into the Union and you happen to be Kansas, and your geographical size is X, but your population is only a third, you're still brought in as a state. We didn't bring in states in an A level, B level, and C level. You were brought in as a state. Geographically didn't matter. You now are afforded all the protections, the rules of a state apply to every state. You understand? That's his TV. But you understand what I'm saying? That's why the Electoral College is important, because
I think a good representation of that, and I'm not saying Kansas is bad, Montana. Montana's a huge state, no population. But they still have 2 senators.
But the state has all the rights of every state in the Union.
All the rights of California.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So to make them relevant in the Senate, you can't go with popular vote, period. So you can't go with popular vote across the country. But here's what states are doing, and I know you have your winners and losers, but I still want you to do them again. We've already discussed them, but I want you to go over it again. But here's what's, take Colorado. So you live in Colorado, okay? And you live in Colorado, and you pull the lever for Trump, because that's who you want to vote for. And at the end of the night, you find out that Trump won Colorado 52, 48, just hypothetically, okay? And Colorado, I don't know if it has 13 electoral voters, all right? 13 delegates, all right? 13. And you think, okay, so we won 52-48, Trump did. So the 13 are going to go to the Electoral College, and 13 are going to vote for Trump. But let's say his opponent won the national vote, the popular vote. Colorado and 11 other states have written laws that they go and vote for the winner of the popular vote. It erases your vote. There's no reason for you to go vote. Colorado could just say to you, don't go vote, because whoever wins the popular vote is getting the delegates. That's happening.
Yeah. And
that's
happening. Another undermining.
Yes.
Undermining by the Democrats.
According to, I'm not 100%, I think the governor, I think they've signed this into law in Colorado. I think so, but there's like 11 other states that's what they're doing to get around the popular vote and try to kill the Electoral College. So if you go to Colorado, why have it? Why not just say we're going to wait till it's over, and whoever gets the popular vote is where the 13.
We need to research that and talk about it further, because I'm wondering if someone has already that's being challenged.
But you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, so it's we've only got a couple minutes left. I've got Jesse over here, Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, is waiting here. So go over your winner and loser again. Do you need?
I wrote them down. I wasn't influenced. My winner, as I stated earlier, was Congressman from this district, Doug Collins, for having the gumption to stand up for Trump, being his only backstop on the Judiciary Committee, Judiciary.
Yes.
Is that right?
House Judiciary Committee, yes.
He's the ranking Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, having the guts to stand up for Trump, being his backstop, and releasing the documents that I think are going to lead to something that we've all been waiting for a long time. My wife and I talked about losers last night, and her first thing was 12 Republicans. I wrote down a different loser.
Loretta Lynch.
Loretta Lynch was my loser. I think Loretta Lynch has been nothing but a puppet for Obama, a puppet to protect Hillary Clinton, a puppet to protect the sanctity of the FBI, and I think based on, again, all those documentation that Doug Collins released, that's why I thought this was better winner and loser, because they're interconnected. I don't think things bode well for former Attorney General Loretta Lynch.
I agree. But what Doug Collins did is he has to hope that the Senate takes it and runs.
He has to hope that the new Attorney General will act on it.
Well, agreed. But I agreed wholeheartedly. But what I'm saying, what I meant that power-wise, as ranking member, he doesn't have subpoena power.
Right.
He doesn't have the power to call witnesses. Which hey, that happens when you're in the minority.
But the Senate.
But he had the power to go in front of the camera. He had the power to do what he did and say, I did my part. And this is me saying, I did my part. Attorney General, I gave you what you have to I exposed it. You don't have to come out and expose it. You can act on what I exposed. I went to the cameras. Now Lindsey Graham, because Lindsey Graham has the same committee over in the Senate. Lindsey, you could take this and run. Senate committees now, you could take this and run. I exposed it.
Trey Gowdy laid the roadmap for him. He said, I'm gone. This is what he has to do in the minority. He has to expose it, make everybody aware of it, and hope like heck the Senate, who has subpoena power,
yes,
can act on it.
Yes.
And will act on it.
And that's why the 12 Republicans that turned against the President of the United States concern me, is because that's where our hopes are right now of actually getting some action on some things.
Right.
Is in the Senate. Trump vetoes this, like he says.
Yep.
Okay. And then
I think he knows in his heart of hearts that he can start building, and it's going to go to the courts, and at the end of the day, he's going to win.
What say you on the double jeopardy with Paul Manafort? Two judges. The Democrats did not get 2 life sentences that they were looking for in Manafort. They did not get out of either case. They didn't get anything with collusion, obstruction. They didn't get nothing they wanted there. So now the state of New York is going after Manafort. What say you on the double jeopardy?
Well, they claim that this was already in the works. My position is that they want to find a way, how is this guy going to get pardoned. He can get pardoned from the 2 Fed deals, but he can't get pardoned. He can't get a presidential pardon, and he surely isn't going to get one from the governor of New York. He can't be pardoned by Trump if convicted on the state charges. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Some candidates. Jay Inslee, governor of Washington. We don't even know he's in the race now because of Beto O'Rourke. Amy Klobuchar, gone. Gone. Okay.
You can't eat salad with fork and
right.
with combs and.
Kirsten Gillibrand.
Yeah.
She's nothing. Gone. She's going to go nowhere. Okay.
You know it's going to eat her up? The fact that they just did a campaign. They just did a campaign party for her, and the one that threw the party is one of the ones indicted in the college scandal.
Right, exactly. And we didn't touch that this week. What say you on the college scandal?
Who cares?
Right.
I mean, I feel sorry for the kids that worked their cans off that didn't get a spot. But I mean, it's just the Hollywood elites thinking that they're above it all, and regardless of what it costs, I don't care who I hurt.
Right.
You know, I can do this.
Like it's going around the internet. We just hope they don't open an investigation on how Forrest Gump's mother got him into college, right? Or got into school. So we're hoping that investigation is
I
not
think
lost.
he got a ping pong scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, and that went around the internet, folks. I didn't say that. It went around the internet. Hey, listen, so you're telling me that there's some corruption in entering a college for rich kids. Okay. My thing on that takeaway, really, what is I was glad to see the FBI could be given the green light to do an investigation where we're, on the other hand, we're listening to an investigation that got squashed. I mean, I was glad to hear that the FBI.
That can be a whole segment on how
you understand
how they came out. The FBI was so diligent in their duty to go out and they uncovered everything.
Yes.
But do you think they could figure
out exactly
what
that? No, that was my take this week.
Exactly.
That was my take this week. So you don't think Biden gets in? That's your prediction.
I don't think he throws his hat in the ring. I think he's going to figure out that he can't raise any money.
All right, Schultz, does he get in as an independent or just sold books?
Man, I don't know. I think that's what that whole thing was about, was selling books. Do I think he'd be a good candidate? Yeah. A little bit progressive.
Agree with grounding the 737 MAX?
Yeah. If it would have been a disaster if there was a third incident and we hadn't done anything. It would have been just it would have cratered Boeing.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Thank you for joining us this morning for the All-Star Political Panel. We'll have Jane and Bruce. I don't know if Bruce will be back, but Jane will next week. And you can always catch our segments on our YouTube channel, FYN TV Fetch Your News. Look on the playlist, All-Star Political Panel. And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's going to be time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, from the Community Relations Director from Cameron Hall. I'm having a little trouble this morning.
That's because you were up with your dog all night.
Exactly. You got that right. I want to thank Rick for coming in this morning and hitting on all the topics. I think he covered them all very well, so I don't have anything other than to double down on thank you, Congressman Collins, for having the nerve to bring this out and get it out here where we do know the truth, we do know what really happened, and we do know the real corruption and the hypocrisy is on the Democrat side. We hope the new Attorney General, Barr, will appoint a new special counsel to go after this and clean up what is a nothing burger, as what they called, with the collusion by our President Donald Trump. Veto it, Mr. Trump. We support you 100%. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little. Hey folks, I'm your host BKP and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's Friday morning and
We are now joined Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director, Cameron Hall, North Georgia Senior Living. Jesse, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I want to make a little programming note that tomorrow will be St. Patrick's Day in LJ, and tomorrow will be the St. Patrick's Day Parade downtown Blue Ridge, and that's where our friends of the Humane Society are right now. They're building their float, so
I wondered why they weren't here with the star.
Well, you're the star.
No, they are the star.
All right.
They are the star.
So I just want to give a little note. If you watch on Fridays and you see the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, our pet of the week, you will see pets go to the St. Patrick's Day Parade tomorrow. The Humane Society will have all their pets in the parade. You can see all of them at one time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I like St. Patrick's Day down there. Yeah, down there. I think you went with that.
That is cute.
Okay. So something you do at Cameron Hall quite frequently that I like is you do lunch and learn. And you have a program where you bring in professionals in certain areas, and you do, lunch and learn. And your most recent lunch and learn was about real estate, buying, selling, all the above. So tell us a little. Tell us what happened in this last lunch and learn.
So just a quick recap. And I think people get a little nervous that they don't know what kind of lunch they're going to get at a senior living community. So first I've got to tell you.
Wait a minute. This is a place that can brag about award-winning chili.
That is true.
No fear in going to a lunch and learn at Cameron Hall.
That is true.
Go ahead.
So we had caprese paninis on grilled focaccia bread. Does that sound right? I'm not a chef.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, and this antipasta pasta salad, and fruit-filled, chocolate-dipped waffle cones.
I'm telling you,
You didn't come.
No, but
You missed it.
When you say lunch and learn, this is a great lunch and great information, Cameron Hall. Tell us a little bit about the subject that you guys covered in your last one.
So it was a very casual event this time, a lower crowd, because people get a little nervous talking about selling their home or downsizing, thinking towards the end of life. But there was some good information on what is selling right now. It is a seller's market, apparently. So people, there's low inventory, and there's not a lot of new construction. So there's a lot of custom construction where you individually hire somebody, but as far as new construction that's just going up for sale, there's not a lot happening right now. The most popular price range is around $150 right now, and the most popular type of housing is a one-level ranch, no stairs, that's selling in this area. The second home market
I'm up for the one-level ranch, no stairs.
Yeah.
My next move. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's what I'm in, and I'm like, we kind of were smart. I mean, we've got the basement, but we were kind of smart to think, it may not be where we live forever, but it'll be a good reseller if we ever decide to do that.
We talk about some things, and we're talking about downsizing and things like that. And some of the subject matter we discuss, it's sensitive in a way, but it's just the fact, and it's just true. A very dear friend of mine, recently in the last year, and just turned 70. Recently in the last year, one step to the basement in the middle of the night accidentally resulted in the full flight of steps all the way down, and in a cast or in a brace, and a quick rush to the emergency room. So, stairs. The reality as you age, navigating stairs, navigating your bathroom, things like that are things you just have to consider in the next move. I'm in the one-level ranch, no steps market soon, and I'm going to say that.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily that you're independently or that you're physically frail.
Right.
It's low light. I could miss a step, heaven forbid, going down. I have a friend that did the same thing. She slipped on her stairs.
But these are the things that at the Lunch and Learn you guys discussed as far as downsizing going into the next home and things like that.
So you missed, Rick got to be the host the day that I talked about my Corningware collection. And I know you're sitting here thinking, where is this going? So I've started collecting vintage Corningware from like the 70s and 80s. It's great.
You do know for the folks out there, I cannot let this, you do know you post that.
Yes.
Okay,
I love
so
it.
you think you're right.
Corningware in action.
Yes. I like it. I love it.
I use it every day.
I'm on there and said, oh no, somebody has some more vintage Corningware. Who would it be?
I love it.
It'd be
so
Jesse.
It is. But one of the places you can find great deals on it and find a lot of it is estate sales.
Yes.
So as part of our downsizing, there are people who help you downsize. So you talked about going and visiting with your mom, and you spent like 4 hours going through photo albums. So while that was a great treat and a great memory for you guys, sometimes families don't want to sit down and take all that time and listen to every story about where this coffee table may have come from and how it's been used. So there are actually people that you can hire. They're called they're called senior move managers. And they belong to the National Association of Senior Move Managers. And these folks are trained to specifically deal with seniors that are downsizing, helping them go through their memories, go through their furniture, pick out their favorite pieces. So if you're looking for that, because it can be an emotional process for not only the parent, but the adult child. So this person is a third party that can come in and they're going to listen to that story 5 times about, that rocking chair over in the corner. So these are great resources to be able to utilize to kind of minimize the emotions involved with the adult children, maybe starting to get a little tired and starting to create some tension. So that's a great resources, these third-party move managers.
What did you call it? Senior
Move Managers. And you can go on the web to National Association of Senior Move Managers and search for your area, and it's going to pull up some options. Interview them just like you would somebody that you would hire as an employee, because they are technically going to be your employees. They can also handle the estate sales, hence the Corningware connection. Brought that around a little bit.
Well, I want to say this because I do know out there you have the difficult discussions, and you have mom and dad that don't want to talk about it.
Right.
They don't want to talk about it, and I would say last generation. This is close to the last generation that mom maybe stayed home. Mm-hmm. Okay, mom maybe stayed home. Dad went out to work. I mean, however you receive that, facts are facts. And this is the last generation. Dad don't like to talk about stuff. You're not supposed to talk about stuff. You're not supposed to bring stuff up.
No.
So that is a tough discussion.
Yeah.
And then mom sometimes is left, I don't know how much we really have, or I don't know what we can afford, and I don't know what we can do.
You're exactly right. I am seeing people on a daily basis. Just this week I talked to somebody, and mom was the type. Dad did everything for the family. He took care of the finances. And so this was the family term, is that mom is a little spoiled because dad did everything. She doesn't know what her assets are. She doesn't know, what she can afford on a monthly basis. So it is true. That's just the kind of the reality. So it can be tough. So it does lead to needing to get in there and talk with mom and dad, even having the tough discussions. Because when we were teenagers, they made some tough decisions in our best interest. We may have disagreed with that when we were a teenager, and they're telling us this isn't in your best.
You gingerly, that was you put that so well. You really did, and they did make tough decisions. So, folks, what we're talking about this morning, before we close up our program, because there's one more thing we want to discuss with Jessie while we have her here, but the things we're talking about this morning, those tough decisions, conversations, whether it's downsizing, moving, doing something with all of the assets that the family's had for years, in the house and whatever. Those are tough discussions, but as Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, that's what Jessie does, okay? So don't hesitate to contact her anytime for for any of this downsizing. If it's just a conversation, sometimes we don't want to confuse things. Sometimes we may lead you to think that only if you want to move into Cameron Hall should you contact Jessie. Jessie works with senior living in North Georgia. That's her passion. That's what she does. You call her. It does not have to lead into moving into Cameron Hall.
Absolutely.
You wanted to touch for 2 or 3 minutes here before we close technology.
Yes. So I want to, and you'll have to, Josh will have to
Wait a
help
minute.
us.
You do understand. I'm sitting in a couch where I got my phone plugged in. I've got my computer. I got USB ports, everything. So
You've even got lights.
Yes, I could turn the lights on.
I mean, sofas aren't just sofas anymore. They're
No.
like a little spaceship. We're living in the Jetsons age.
Sofas are not sofas where you just say, "Dad, get up."
Yeah. This isn't just where Dad
So
sleeps
what
when
did you
he's
want
been
to?
put
What
in
did
the
you?
doghouse.
Where did you want to go with when?
So I'd love to create some kind of questionnaire, a poll, and Josh, we may have to lean to your expertise to figure out how to do this on our Facebook or social media. But what changes have you seen in technology? What is the most amazing changes? Because Brian and I went to a barbecue festival down in Beaufort a couple of weekends ago. And we're walking around.
That would not be me, folks, because
Yeah.
she left me and went to a barbecue festival. I don't want you to think that I got to go. Anyhow, just wanted to throw it out there.
I have
didn't
so
get to
many
go.
Brians in
Didn't have to
the
go.
world.
Okay, so
my Brian and I went to a barbecue festival in Beaufort. And we're walking around smelling all the amazing barbecue that these people are competing with. And he's in the market for a smoker. And not a cigarette smoker or anything like that.
Got it.
Yeah, had to clarify. So he wants a meat smoker. And he's been researching. He's very into like watching all the videos about all the products. And so he's like, I see some people I want to talk to about theirs. Okay. So we go over there and I'm figuring out what we're going to be talking about. And he starts talking to the guy about this particular brand. I don't even remember. There's so many out there. You can control this meat smoker from your phone. So if you are in Florida and you are headed back and somehow you got a piece of meat in your smoker, you can turn it on when you're in Florida and head back to Georgia and have it ready when you get home. Or if you're at work, you can check the temperature, see how it's doing. It even has those USB ports apparently, so while you're out there, if you need to charge your phone while you're standing around this smoker, you plug your phone up.
So you want to know what is the most amazing technological advance that you've lived through that's just really amazing to you?
Yes, because if you think about it, so I talk to a lot of World War II generation folks. Think about their changes that they've seen from, the beginnings of telephone to...
I'm going to tell you something. You got me there because I watch movies, and I wonder how kids today... I mean, there's a phrase you really want to start with. Kids today.
Kids.
I wonder
that may be a sign that we're getting a little older.
Okay, I wonder how kids today, when they watch a movie, actually understand, like, what a phone booth is.
Probably not.
And actually understand when an operator comes on.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Things
and
like
party
that.
lines.
But, I mean, just going there, like, what's a phone booth, okay? What is an operator? Who is, what, So, but there's things like that why I say, when kids watch stuff, how do they...
Sure. Well, and that brings in another point. How many of you have been affected? Maybe your career was affected by technology because operators don't really exist anymore. So there's a whole employment field that's kind of been wiped out. No need for operators anymore that sit there and know all the town's gossip. And
we're sitting here where there's 65-inch TVs, and you can actually move them by yourself. And I remember when you used to have to, if you wanted to move your TV from the living room to the den, you had to call a friend to come over and help you move the TV.
At least two.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And the fireplace thing that's not really a fireplace, but it's like fake looking.
One of the greatest technological changes that has taken place in your life so you want to do something on that?
I do.
Okay, we're going to make that happen. It might be Monday. We're going to make that happen. We're going to throw it out there, and we're going to talk about it next week and on. Because don't get me started. Because I'll just tell you, I think it's amazing that thermostats, I think it's amazing that you can actually put cameras on your front door and be anywhere in the world and look at them, okay? So I don't think look at another industry. We got to go. We'll close with this. Look at who has a road map anymore? Now, I have an atlas.
I can't even read them.
I have an atlas. Do you know what an atlas is?
I do.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to put it like that. But I mean, if I was saying to some people, do you have your atlas? No. But when I was a kid, I'll close with this, you owned an atlas.
Sure, it stayed in the glove box.
You have an atlas. But I remember, because I used to get it out and I used to love to look at the maps, okay? Not on Google Map, I'd love to look at the maps, but there's a whole business that's...
And people don't know how to read them.
They don't.
No.
Okay, so if you go to the map guide, I keep saying close. So you go get the map, and on the back, every town and everything's listed. And it might say E1, Johnsonville. And you turn the map over and you go to the top, E, you come down, and when E1 crosses, you find Johnsonville. Did you know that?
I did.
You did?
I'm still old enough.
You knew that?
Yes.
I thought I had a closer. I thought I did, but that's okay.
My problem is which way we're actually going. Like, I think we're supposed to go this way.
Oh, it's called that north, south, east, west thing?
Yes.
Oh, you have it.
I am so
that north, south, east, west thing gets you?
That compass thing.
Yeah, that's there. Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. And you can get, this is our segment called North Georgia Senior Living. You go to our YouTube channel, FYN TV, Fetch Your News, and look at the playlist, North Georgia Senior Living. They're all under there. You can watch this again, share it with all your friends, and tell them how to get in touch with you.
You can call me at Cameron Hall at 706-515-4100.
Folks, we're done for the day. Thank you very much. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, Saturday, in Ellijay, St. Patrick's Day. You take your pets for the parade. That's in Ellijay. This afternoon at 4:30 is the ribbon cutting for the Gilmer County Chamber of Commerce Downtown Welcome Center. Did I get all that right?
I will be there.
Yes. So will I. And tomorrow morning in downtown Blue Ridge, the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Come see all the pets from the Humane Society. There you go. We're out. We'll see you Monday morning, 8 a.m.